Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary, back bringing you some more NBA news and updates. And first and foremost, I gotta apologize for missing the past couple of days. I hit my head pretty hard and wound up with a concussion on Friday, so I had to take the next couple of days off, honestly because I wasn't able to think straight, so I couldn't really make a video even though I tried. But today, I'm feeling a bit better and I could think just enough to be able to make this video even though I'm not supposed to be working yet, but it's whatever. There's no way I was going to miss as much time as I would actually need to fully recover. But that's enough about that. You guys already know that we're gonna have a heck of a lot to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into everything we got to talk about today. Let's go. First up in the news, Klay Thompson activated his complete and utter savage mode on the Los Angeles Clippers after the Warriors beat the Clippers yesterday. Alright, so the Warriors just took a 3-1 lead over the Los Angeles Clippers last night with a 113-105 win in LA. Klay Thompson himself had 32 points while Kevin Durant had 33 points. And now the Warriors have the Clippers right on the brink of elimination and heading back to Golden State for game 5. Yeah, no one will be surprised if the Warriors do eliminate the Clippers in that game and advance to the conference semifinals. And I guess that's what Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors are already thinking about. In their mind, this series with the Los Angeles Clippers is already over. They don't even consider them to be their opponents anymore. At least that's what Klay Thompson says, as this is what Klay Thompson had to say after the Warriors beat the Clippers yesterday. We see our opponent, they're up 3-0. We don't want to give them any more rest days. AKA Klay Thompson said the Houston Rockets are our real opponents here, so we want to take care of the Clippers as fast as possible to make sure not to give the Houston Rockets any more off days because it looks like they're about to sweep the Utah Jazz. So Klay Thompson is doing a little bit of trash talking with a 3-1 lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not Klay Thompson who was also doing the trash talking after the Warriors went up 3-1 against the Cavs back in 2016? Klay Thompson was trash talking LeBron at that point, and we all remember vividly what happened next. Now, even though I say that, I of course would not bet anything on the fact that the Warriors lose another game to the Los Angeles Clippers. It very well could end in game 5, and we all did foresee a future matchup of Golden State versus Houston. It's most likely going to happen. But talking about your second round opponent like this, saying that the Houston Rockets are your real opponent when you're still in the middle of a series against the Los Angeles Clippers, that's a really good way to get the Clippers fired up even more. They're already on the brink of elimination, and to hear Klay Thompson and the Golden State Warriors talking about their next opponent when they're still right in front of them, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Clippers come out with some extra fire in game 5. For our next story of the day, we have to talk about Russell Westbrook. And this story actually dates back to a couple of days ago, after the OKC Thunder won game 3 against the Portland Trail Blazers. Okay, so after that game, and by the way, Russell Westbrook did have a good game in game 3, unlike game 4, but we'll touch on that a bit later in the video. Anyways, after game 3, even though the OKC Thunder won and Russell Westbrook had himself a great game, so he should have been happy, you would think, during the post-game interview, he wasn't. Yeah, Russell Westbrook still was playing no games with these NBA reporters, as Russell Westbrook completely refused to answer a question that was presented to him by a reporter. And it's not like this question was a bad or dumb question. No, it was a good basketball related question, but Russell Westbrook just refused to answer.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma. And Russell, the first half, both teams struggled offensively as a sort of a slug of a game. Both teams got going in the second half. What happened that sort of reversed the tone of this game?
Next question.
Yeah, Russ. The fourth quarter, you got a 15-point lead. They catch up. What happened in the last 6, 7, 8 minutes that reversed the momentum and let you guys burst back away?
Complete silence from Russell Westbrook, acting like the reporter didn't even exist. And as it turns out, this was the same reporter that back in 2015, 3 to 4 years ago, Russell Westbrook told straight to his face that he just doesn't like him.
Now, are you upset with something?
She really upset. I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
Do you not like Nick either?
I love Nick, but I don't like you.
Well, you gave us about the same answers.
Yeah. You got another question?
And then back in 2017, things got pretty intense between Russell Westbrook and this reporter. As after the Thunder lost a game in the playoffs to the Houston Rockets, the reporter was talking to Russell Westbrook about how whenever Russell Westbrook goes out of the game, the OKC Thunder start to struggle, especially on the offensive end. And then Russell Westbrook confronted that reporter, accusing him of trying to break up the OKC Thunder and destroy their chemistry.
Steven, second time in 3 games, you guys really struggled when Russell went to the bench. You were out there for part of that. What goes on when he goes to the bench? Why is Houston so successful? And do you sense that they sort of get an energy boost just from him going out of the game?
Hold on, Steven. I don't want nobody to try to split us up. We all one team. Regardless if I go to the bench, if Steven's on the floor, if I'm off the floor, we in this together. Don't split us up. Don't try to split us up. Don't try to make us go against each other. Try to make it against Russell and the rest of the guys. Russell against Houston. I don't want to hear that. We in this together. We playing as a team, and that's all that matters. That's it.
Yeah, Russell, I'm not trying to split you up, but twice in 3 games, you guys have not played well at all when you've gone to the bench.
That's fine.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Say Russell, you ain't played well at all. Say Russell and the team haven't played well. Don't say when Russell goes out, the team don't play well. It don't matter. We in this together.
That may be, Russell, but I asked Steven a question, and it's a legitimate.
Me and you. Next question.
It's a legitimate question.
Next question.
Now, to be honest, in retrospect, the reporter was just asking a good question back then, too. In 2017, this was the first year the Thunder were playing without Kevin Durant, the first year Russell Westbrook averaged that triple-double and led the OKC Thunder to the playoffs without Kevin Durant. We all thought the OKC Thunder's biggest problem was the fact that Russell Westbrook didn't have much help. He didn't really have another playmaker. Victor Oladipo wasn't Victor Oladipo at the time, and whenever Russell Westbrook did go to the bench, the OKC Thunder struggled mightily. The reporter was just asking for a reason as to why the players thought that was, but Russell Westbrook took it as him trying to destroy and sabotage and tear apart the OKC Thunder as a team. So Russ clearly doesn't mess with this reporter at all. And that kind of sucks for the reporter because it's his job to cover the OKC Thunder. He's a local reporter, so covering the Thunder is literally his job. And it sucks for him that he's not even able to get a single answer out of a player who's supposed to be the face of the franchise. And Steve Kerr, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, just spoke up about how Russell Westbrook has been treating reporters. As Steve Kerr said that the way Russell Westbrook treats reporters is dangerous for the NBA. I think it's dangerous for the league. I just feel we have to be very careful as a league. We're in a good place right now. Very popular. Fans love the game, the social dynamic, the fashion. But more than anything, they love the connection they feel to the players. I think it's more important for the players to understand that it's a key dynamic to this league. I don't think it's a healthy dynamic for the league, for any player, any team, any local media, any national media. And then we actually got this massive article out from the reporter Russell Westbrook refuses to talk to, Barry Trammell. Yeah, he released an entire article talking about why he thinks Russell Westbrook won't answer his questions and detailing his relationship that he has with Russell Westbrook, saying things in the article like, Russell Westbrook doesn't answer my questions, hasn't for the better part of the season, and some people want to know why I keep asking. I don't blame them for wondering. It's a legitimate question, but I have a legitimate answer. I keep asking with no hope of getting an answer because the media shouldn't give in to Westbrook's desire to control everything. And speaking of controlling everything, this reporter gave some insight into just how much Russell Westbrook does control of the OKC Thunder. As in this article, he also said Westbrook long ago was given the keys to the franchise and controls mostly everything around the organization, from the brand of mustard at the concession stand to who sings the national anthem. And finally saying, I don't think he's a bad guy. I think Westbrook puts on a facade during the season, and when it's an interview relationship, he's playing a character and won't give an inch. He's playing the intimidator. So I'll keep asking questions because he's giving me no other choice. If you guys want to read this full article, I will have the links to it down in the description box below. It was a very interesting and fascinating read, especially hearing from the point of view of the reporter that Russell Westbrook refuses to talk to. But from what Trammell was saying in the article, he and Russell Westbrook actually have no bad blood. There's no real beef between the two of them, but Russell Westbrook a few years ago, for some reason, just made up his mind that he does not like Trammell, or he's going going to put on the facade that he does not like Tremmel and stick to those guns. He's going to stick to that because he doesn't want to break the rules that he set for himself or something like that. He's too stubborn to, I guess, answer the guy's question just because he made up in his mind that he doesn't like him. Next up in the news, the Indiana Pacers season has officially come to an end, as after their 110-106 loss to the Boston Celtics yesterday, they were eliminated from championship contention, even though, if we're going to be real here, they were eliminated the day Victor Oladipo went down with his injury. A 4-0 sweep. Of course, once again, the Pacers lost like this because they didn't have Victor Oladipo. So this definitely wasn't the season that the Pacers were hoping for. But the basketball gods, I suppose, just have a different plan in mind for Indy that required Oladipo to miss half the season in the playoffs. And part of that reason might be the retooling of Indiana's roster, because after they lost last night, Pacers head coach Nate McMillan said that there's a good chance that Indiana undergoes some serious roster changes this summer, saying, "I'm looking at my team and we have 8 free agents on our roster. We very well could look different next season. I just appreciate what our guys have done for me and this coaching staff this season and the effort that they gave. Darren Collison, Bojan Bogdanovic, Tyreek Evans, Corey Joseph, Wesley Matthews, and Thaddeus Young are all set to be unrestricted free agents this summer. So it will be very interesting to see what Indy does in terms of filling out the rest of the roster around Oladipo and which players they bring back, which players they choose not to, and also who they go after in free agency." For our next story of the day, the Orlando Magic are now on the brink of elimination as the Toronto Raptors were in the mood to play no games yesterday. Another blow, 107-85. Toronto gets the win to take a 3-1 lead in the series, with the series heading back to Toronto for Game 5. Kawhi Leonard in this game was much better than he was in Game 3 too. He and the Raptors said that he was ill in the last game, but I guess he was feeling a lot better last night as he once again just looked like Kawhi Leonard. 34 points on 12 of 20 shooting from the field for Kawhi, while both Pascal Siakam and Norman Powell contributed 16 apiece. And as for the Magic, they're not too happy with how this playoff series has gone. Of course, no team on the brink of elimination would be, but Aaron Gordon says that the main reason he's not happy is because he feels the Magic are a better team than it seems right now, as he simply said, "We're better than we've shown after this loss." Orlando did win 42 games and make the playoffs this year, something that not too many people predicted would happen coming into the season. And for the franchise who had its entire offseason plans leaked on a whiteboard a couple of years back, making the playoffs is definitely a step in the right direction. But in terms of matchup with the Raptors, it would just seem that this was not a good one for Orlando, especially not for their best player Nikola Vucevic, as Marc Gasol has rendered him pretty much useless this entire series, as despite having a spectacular regular season where he averaged over 20 points and 12 rebounds per game, in this playoff series, Big Vooch has been limited to just 12 points and 8 rebounds per game. So that's unfortunate, but at the very least, this series should still be a very valuable learning experience for all of the young players that the Orlando Magic have on their roster. And for what will be our final story of the day, like I alluded to when I was talking about Westbrook earlier in the video, the Thunder lost and are now down 3-1 in their series against the Blazers. And this is terrible because now the series is shifting back to Portland for Game 5. So the odds of OKC once again being eliminated in the first round are extremely high. And for Westbrook, if that really does turn out to be the case, then it won't be a good look since he did not have a good series at all. Like, PG, even with his messed up shoulder, has still been playing better than Russ, as yesterday Westbrook had a very similar performance to the one that he had in Game 2 when he went 5 of 20 from the field, as in this pivotal Game 4 Westbrook was 5 of 21 from the field as the Blazers got the 111-98 win. Paul George, though, after the game, despite falling down 3-1, was trying to play it cool. He was trying to remain on the positive side, as he said, "Honestly, regardless of what the series is, it's always one game at a time. You play one game, you leave everything in one game and go on to the next one. It makes no difference when you're down 3-1. You got to take it one game at a time regardless." He's technically not wrong, but it doesn't change the fact that the odds are still stacked heavily against the Thunder. And heading to Portland, and with the Blazers still trying to make up for how they were swept in the playoffs last year, yeah, Game 5 definitely is going to be a tough one for the OKC Thunder to win. So the Blazers are going to look to finish this off and move one step closer to fulfilling the prophecy that the great Charles Barkley himself has predicted for the Portland Trailblazers. The prophecy that they will defeat the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals and make it to the NBA Finals themselves. The great Charles Barkley has spoken, so it must be true. That though is going to wrap up everything that we got to talk about today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm sorry once again for missing the past couple of days. I was really looking forward to covering every single game of the playoffs this year, and then once again I get a concussion. I guess life can just be funny like that somehow, I suppose. Anyways, thank you once again for watching. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to destroy that like button, as well as make sure that you are subscribed to the channel with post notifications turned on so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you once again for watching. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, but until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!